Good morning. Good morning. This morning we're going to be talking about the F word. I love that. This morning we're going to be talking about the F word. What is one fear that you know is holding you back? I think that's one of the greatest F words. People talk about dropping F bombs, but fear is a real F bomb. You know. Good morning, Dope Kosher, Miss Mariama. Good morning, Ab. I waited on the air to clear. Good morning, Wonder Woman. Good morning, Alex. Good morning. Good morning, Fatima. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning, DKJ. Anytime I say good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Ratliff. Good morning, Lady Default. Hey, Miss Tangela. I waited on the air to clear before I got on air. Good morning, Eloise. Welcome back, Chris. Good morning, Miss Debbie. Good morning, Miss Vanessa. Good morning to Candace. Thank you, Kia, for sharing on Twitter. Oh, good morning. Oh, Yolanda. Thank you, Eb, for sharing on Twitter. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Mickey. Very good. Very good. Thank you, Lady D, for inviting followers. Today we're going to be talking about getting the F out. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Thank you guys for sharing on Twitter. I appreciate you. Thank you, Tamla, for inviting followers. Kimmy Sweet for sharing on Twitter. Yes, let's get the hearts going because today we're going to be talking about the F word. Ooh, we're going to get the F out. And people are like, oh, get the F out. What is that? Thanks, Cindy, Nicole, Eb, Fatima for sharing, Cindy for sharing, Wonder Woman for sharing. I appreciate you guys. This is big because a lot of people are being held hostage by their fear. And if you've ever been held hostage, thank you, Felicia, for sharing on Twitter and Debbie for inviting followers. Fear, go away and come again, never. But, it's just very important that we talk about it because if we don't talk about the fear that's holding us back. Good morning, Zeta Diva. Thank you for inviting followers. If we don't talk about the fear that's holding us back, it continues to hold us hostage. And unfortunately, in life, good morning, my racer too. Good morning. Unfortunately, in life, sorry about that. Let me get it right. Okay, let me try this again. Hold on. Unfortunately, in life, we've been taught to run around and act like everything is okay. We've been taught, yep, feel the fear and do it anyway. I've read that book before. We've been taught to, hide our emotions, hide our fears, to go through life and act like everything is, hey, Lady Lie, hey, baby, hey, Tangela, good morning, Shirley Cruz. We've been taught that to act like everything is okay. And everything is not always okay. Somebody say amen. Everything is not always okay. But we've been taught, to keep stuff to yourself and, that you can't share your fears. You can't share what you're going through. That's just how we were raised. Everything's not everybody's business. And as a result of that, we're hiding some things that, yes, we have to call it out. We're hiding some things that are keeping us held back. And people always say fear is false evidence appearing real. But when you're in a fearful state, you don't feel like that. You feel the fear for real. No one can tell you that this fear is not real. And the fact that we're holding it all on the inside and scared to share with people, not telling people that this is what we're going through, that makes it even worse. So today I want you to call out one thing that you know you're afraid of. If that's living life at the next level, if that is leaving your job to be a full-time entrepreneur, whatever that fear is, a lot of times if you give a name to it, it makes it a whole lot less fearful. And so, yeah, we're dying on the inside, but, fearful, looking good on the outside. And sometimes, you just have to be vulnerable. Sometimes you just have to be transparent. And if you can't do that, you have to at least talk it out. And yes, I always say that God has not given us the spirit of fear, but you do have to do due diligence and find out where did you get that spirit of fear from and give it back. You know, it could be what people have told you in the past. It could be past failures. It could be anything. It could just be your own mind. So today we're going to be talking about ways to identify fear and give you some opportunities to work through to cut it out. And here's the thing, guys. You cannot continue to go through life and feel like you can fix everything yourself. Somebody say amen. And that means when you're going through some stuff, sometimes you've got to work on it. You can't just leave it like it is, because if you leave it like it is, it's going to stay like it is. And if you leave it to your own devices, unfortunately, because if it was, me too, Tamala, I'm going to be honest. If it was something you could fix yourself, you would have fixed it yourself already. Thank you, Mr. Willie and Tequila, for sharing on Twitter. Thank you, Ruth, for sharing on Twitter. Thank you, Happy Mary Fit, for inviting followers, and Edie for inviting followers, and Heaven Nikisha for sharing on Twitter and inviting followers. I just have to get it interlude because, you know, to me, sharing is, I don't know how. I have to get the kids to do it. I apologize. I do. If I turn that notification down, I'm gonna hang up on you guys. So I apologize. But I'll try to speak over it. Again, I hope it's not an interruption to too many of you. I apologize that, you know, I got my kids on my technology team, and so I'll get them to work on it today. Let me see. I don't know if I can turn the volume down without. Hold on. I might have got it. I don't know. I might have got it. I don't know. But let me keep going, because I don't want any distractions. And that's something that I've been working on. And even me and my coaching team have been talking about this month. So I apologize if it's a distraction. Okay. Okay, thank you, baby. So, you know, to me, this is an important, very important topic. And anytime, I promise you, anytime that, it's not that easy. Okay, very good. I got it, y'all. Because, you know, anytime there's an important topic, you have an opportunity for so many distractions. And I don't want any distractions today, because I really want people to be able to hear the word. But, you know, I want to give you some things to help you self-check today. Somebody say self-check. I want to give you some things to help you check. And so you can recognize the fear when it crops up. That's right. When it's, somebody say self-check. So you can recognize when it crops up so you can deal with it. And one of the reasons it's important that you recognize it is because we're so busy in our day-to-day lives that a lot of times we just go through things. We go through life almost on autopilot, and we're not recognizing fear for what it is, so it continues to keep control over us, right? And so number one is, if you're full of what ifs. Somebody say what ifs. And I'm going to give you an example. What if? Oh man, I really want to quit this job, but what if I can't get another job? Oh, I really want to go out and become an entrepreneur, but what if I don't make enough money? Oh, I really want to leave this relationship. I'm not happy, but what if I can't find anybody else? And so, you know, Miss Tanza, we got to work on it. That's why they make people like me business coaches, to help you grow your business. But, you know, that what if is a dangerous thing. And so, you know, my grandfather used to say, if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. Yeah, what if I can't pay my bills? But, you know, sometimes that leap, I don't know, I got a son, so I watch a lot of, somebody say story time. You want to hear a story? Say story time. I got a son, so I watch a lot of Marvel comics. I watch a lot of Batman. I watch a lot of Spider-Man. I watch a lot of superheroes. So in one of the Batmans, he was in this dungeon, and the only way to get out was to climb this wall and to leap across this cavern. But he had a rope tied around his neck, around his waist, in case he fell. And one of the wise men said, nobody's ever made it out because they have that rope tied around their waist. They don't give it their all. And because they don't give it their all, they never make it. So he said the only way to make it is to make the leap and risk it all. And so Batman ended up making the leap and risking it all. Of course, he made it. But we're like that a lot in life. We have this safety net. We have this rope. And I'm going to be honest with you because I did it. It is one of the hardest things you could ever do, working a full-time job while working to become an entrepreneur at the same time, while running a family, while raising children, while trying to keep up with your man. It is one of the absolute positively most difficult things you could ever do in your life. Good morning, Denise and Kanina. Good morning, Rochelle. Welcome. And so we keep these safety nets, this job. You know you can't, I'm going to do you like my kids do. This is what my kids do and I can't stand it. You know you can't stand that job. They clap when they talk. You know you can't stand that job, but you continue to go to that job anyway. You know you sick of that man, but you continue to stay with that man anyway. Yes, girl, I was at mine for 15 years, but I started digging tunnels, baby. I started digging tunnels. Baby, if I had to dig a tunnel every day with a teaspoon, you understand what I'm saying? I did what I had to do in order to release myself from that job. And I couldn't put it in my mind and say, what if I don't make it? Because I'm out here now. My team will tell you I'm out here in grind mode, wrapped up in a paper chase. It's not a day that goes by that I'm not grinding. My clients will tell you I'm the hardest worker they know. Hey, good morning, Tina. And so, yes, with a teaspoon. I'm telling you, with my fingernails. But I am. And that's the difference. I would have been miserable had I stayed. And yes, Denise, Shawshank Redemption. I had to do whatever it took for me. And I was a vice president at Chase. I didn't leave McDonald's. I didn't leave McDonald's to do this. I was a vice president at Chase. Do you know how many vice presidents at Chase look like me? Not very many. Not very many. So I'd already fought one battle to get to the top of that pile. So you done got to the top of that pile, and now you gonna leave the top of that pile to start your own business? You know, folks was thinking, girl, are you crazy? Let me tell you, I know my boss and I love my boss, I do. I didn't even hate my job. I just knew God had more for me. Somebody say amen. And I love my boss. I love my boss to this day. But when I left, I know my boss was like, sir, on The Color Purple, you'll be back. You'll be back. But the funny thing is, not only am I not back, I don't have any desire or any indications that I will ever work at another job again in my life. You know, and I know in her mind, she was like, you'll be back. You'll be back. Just sure as my name ain't what it is, you'll be back. But I'm not back. And I'm not going back. And that's the truth. Oh, please do Zeta Diva and come check me out later. Also, welcome. And so, it's that, we're so fearful of what if. But we got to say, well, what if I do leave this job and never have to come back? And I promise you, on the day I left with my last 2 or 3 little boxes, I knew in my heart of hearts that I would never work for anybody else again, other than the Most High. So get rid of the what ifs. If you're doing a whole, hey B, if you're doing a whole lot of what ifs, then fear is holding you back. Number 2, you avoid things that are new or unknown. Number 2, you avoid things that are new or unknown. Number 1 is if you're full of what ifs, then you're full of foolishness. You got to get the F out. The F is for fear. Number 2 is if you avoid things that are new or unknown. Okay, so just say for instance, you have a job you hate, right? Just say for instance, you have a job you can't stand. You know you're underpaid. You know that you're undervalued. You know you're underserving according to what God has for you to do. You want to get out there and become an entrepreneur, but you really don't know how, and you can't afford to pay anybody to help you on this current job. So what's wrong with you going to get another job for now until you can work through the equation of how to invest in building your business, building your gifts? But the truth of the matter is, I'm just going to be honest, the truth of the matter is, because a new job is something new and you're avoiding the new and the unknown, you can't work that plan. And I promise you, whatever your situation, and Heaven Nikisha, I get it. We go to work with people we can't stand. You know, we get a paycheck that barely helps us. Good morning, Chris. Good morning. We get a paycheck that barely helps us make it. Thank you, Lola Monty Peach, for inviting followers from week to week. And yet we continue to go back. Nobody told you not to look for a new job. Nobody told you not to look for a way to work for yourself. Nobody told you that. This is what you're choosing to do because you're afraid of a new job. I'm just being honest. I told a story last night of the dog sitting on the nail. When you're sick enough of that job, then you'll find something else to do. I know y'all read that corporate book, Who Moved My Cheese? Anybody not read that book, Who Moved My Cheese? Somebody say me. If you've never read the book, Who Moved My Cheese? Somebody say me, and I'll tell you the story. I get enough me's, I'll tell you the story. Anybody not read it, say me. Anybody not read it, say me. So real quick, in a nutshell, what do I do for work? Now I'm a business consultant, and that's all I do. Well, I'm a business consultant. I've written 7 best-selling books. I'm a founder of 2 women's movements. I can tell you, I'm an international speaker, but I work for myself. I have 2 companies, and I work for myself. That is what I do. I'm a great coach. Oh, y'all so sweet. I am good at what I do. Chase taught me well. You can't work for a $1 trillion organization as a vice president and not come away with something. So Who Moved My Cheese? Who Moved My Cheese is the story of 2, do you say Mises? Mies? That's right, Chris. Don't let fear stop you. Rich on Purpose is the story of 2 mooses. 2 mice. And every day they got up and they went to this particular place, and there was cheese there, and they would eat the cheese. So one day they show up at the place and there's no longer cheese there. You know how in the laboratory they put the mice in a maze and let them run around the maze? So when they got to their destination, one day the cheese was gone. And one mouse kept coming back to the same location day after day after day, even though there was no cheese there. The other mouse said, I'm going to strike out and try something different. And so the second mouse struck out and eventually found more cheese. But the other mouse starved to death. And that's a great analogy, is are you starving to death in your life because you refuse to look for some more cheese? I know that's deep. I know that's deep. I know that's about as deep as mice and cheese get. That's about as deep as you get. But that's deep. That's saying, look, am I stuck with this cheese over here, this man? Am I stuck with this cheese, this job? Am I stuck with this cheese, this business, and I don't know how to get it to work, and I refuse to hire somebody to help me get it to work, so I'm stuck with this cheese? There's a quote that I wrote down that said, it is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never having lived. And I'll make sure I go back and get the author of that quote to give them credit. But it's not death. It's not death that we should be fearing. It's a fear of not having gotten everything I have inside of me out. Because what's in you is going to come out in some shape, form, or fashion. That's why a whole lot of y'all are running around doing a bunch of stuff for other people for free, because You're fearful of creating your own business with your gifts and talents. I'm just being honest this morning, not trying to step on nobody's toes, because you don't want to run the risk that nobody will pay you for your gifts and talents. So you just rather work for free. I'm just saying, just being honest. So number 2 is fear of the unknown or doing something new. Number 3 is big rejection. It's a whole lot of y'all right now that need to be on video, just like I'm on video, because you have a word for somebody. Is anybody on this scope that has a word for somebody? Say me. You know you got a word for people. You know you want to help people save money. You know you want to help people live healthier lives. You know you want to help somebody. You know you want to bless somebody with your gifts. You know God put you here to help somebody. Say me. If you know God put you here to be a help, and you know you're supposed to be out there just like I'm out there, it's not a year that goes by that I probably don't speak at 100 live events. It's not a year that goes by that I probably don't have a minimum of 10,000 people under the sound of my voice in person. It's not a year that goes by that I don't have a minimum of 15, 20,000 people under the sound of my voice virtually. And now with video, it's probably not going to be a year that goes by that I don't touch 100,000 people with my voice. This is what God, clapping like the twins do. This is what God put me here to do. And God put you here to do it too. God put you here to do it too. That's right, Tina. You got to be thinking to yourself every day, who am I here to serve, or who am I here to save? And Tangela, that's true. Rejection, if rejection is from your youth, and you know it's from your youth, number 1 was you full of what ifs. You got to cut the what if it don't work? What if I fail? What if nobody buys it? You know, regardless as to where it came from, that's why I've been getting up doing the word every morning, because I can't believe who the world told me I am. I have to believe who God told me I am. Somebody say amen. You have to. You have to, Steno girl. You have to find your purpose. It is your God-given obligation to find, right, what if it does work? It is your God-given obligation to find your gift. But let me tell you something. We have a group on Periscope called Scope Stars. And I started that group for people who are afraid to scope. To say to yourself, okay, I don't have to get out there by myself. And we're actually going to have a Scope Challenge Day on February 4th, Friday. Yep, join the group on Facebook. It's called Scope Stars. We give out tips every day on Periscope. But you got to get your business out there. You've got to get your voice out there. You know, you have to choose. Yeah, anybody can join the group. Absolutely. Anybody can join the group. Just send us a request on Facebook. Just look up Periscope Scope Stars. You have to choose. Are you more afraid of video? Yes. Periscope Scope Stars, all one word. Hashtag Scope Stars. You have to choose. Are you more afraid of video than you are of not having more clients? I have more clients now, and I've always had a healthy client base. Now I got clients running all over the place because of video. They say if a picture is worth 1,000 words, a video is worth 1.8 million. I'm going to repeat that again yes, absolutely, Chris. Fear of success will paralyze you. They say if a picture is worth 1,000 words, a video is worth 1.8 million. So people getting to know you via what you post on Facebook every day, or that soundbite that you post on Twitter is really passe if they have an option of video. And keep in mind that Google is the second largest search YouTube is the second largest search engine behind Google. So what does that tell you? What are people looking for? People are looking for videos. I'm going to recap real quick for you. Is it Lola? Number 1 was if you're full of what ifs. These are ways to know that fear has taken you over. If you're full of what ifs and you say, what if it doesn't work? What if I can't find a new job? Go to the game store. It's on there. It's on there. Go to the Apple store and download it. You're full of negative what ifs. That's number one. Thank you, Mr. Garcia. Number two is you avoid the unknown or trying something new. Thank you, beautiful Brandy, for inviting followers. You won't get out there and try something new. Periscope is something new. How many of you have yet to scope one time, yet to make a video one time? Somebody say me. This confession, y'all. This confession time. This confession time. How many of you have yet to make one video? How many of you have yet to get out there on Periscope even one time? You watch Periscope like it's television, but you won't. Okay, Felicia, you won't get out there and let me support you. Shakita, you won't let me get out there and support you. Lola, you won't let me get out. Y'all come here every day and support me. I'm going to tell you, I break my back. When I see that Scope Stars, I break my back to get on those scopes because you guys come here every single day and support me. Ooh, Chris, you did. I'm going to go look for it. Chris, 890969. And, you know, let me tell you something. It is truly a window of opportunity that you must take advantage of now. You don't want to wait. Yeah, Ebony, girl, it couldn't have been that bad, Brandy. I'm not even finna do that. And if y'all have seen some of my first videos when I was running around looking like Harriet Tubman, baby, I used to have to wear sunglasses on my videos because I would blink so bad like the camera had. Girl, come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Do not wait until the ball has dropped and everybody and their mama. When my mama starts scoping, y'all late. And I'm nervous too. I was nervous too. Now 300 videos later, I'm not tripping. You're either going to do it or you're not. But join Scope Stars. We're going to support you. Don't wait. I'm 2 million, almost 3 million hearts later. Come on now. Activate. Come on now. So number 3 was rejection. Being afraid of rejection. You do one video at a time. You know, make you an outline. I have a Periscope training that I did. It's only $26. They're putting it up on my site tomorrow. So if you're interested in the Periscope training, let me know. But it's a great way to get out there and get started. Because there are some things you can do. It includes a checklist and it includes help on what to talk about. So you don't have to be, you're welcome, Sharon. Let me tell y'all, if y'all have seen them first, if y'all would have seen them first videos, and I was looking like Harriet when she left the plantation, baby, hey, I'm telling you, but I did it. I did it. And, you know, I'm not regretful for it. You have to get over the learning curve. I looked a plum D mess. Yes. So, join the Scope Stars group, and I'll put the link in there. The only way to conquer fear is to confront it. So, y'all want me to tell y'all a story about fear? And I've told this story before, and I read this story in a book. Girl, I was horrible in first scopes. And, you know, I'm having a session this weekend on fear. It's called Get the F Out. And it's really a time management session. But we're going to address fear in a way that will not allow you to keep making excuses about not having time to build your legacy, not having time to build your business. We're going to cut those excuses out. But it's called Get the F Out so you can show the F up. And it's a virtual session. The link is bit.ly, get the F out 2016. And before y'all get mad at me for saying get the F out, the F stands for fatigue, fear, forgetfulness, foolishness, fakery. And get all them F's out so you can show the F up in your family, your fitness, your finances, having fun in life. Get the F out so you can show the F up is something I've been doing for a few years now. And it really helps you balance all of the things you have on your plate. Somebody put the link up for me. It's bit.ly/get the F I love saying it. I love saying get the F out. Get the F out 2016. Yes, so you can show the F up in your future with your family. You too, Teresa, with the things that matter, your finances. Stop saying you don't have time, because if Warren Buffett has time, you have time. If Oprah has time, you have time. bit.ly. The session's only $26. It's only $16 for my current clients. So y'all got a special link on there. If you're on Facebook, I'm going to come right back, because you only get 30 minutes. That's a whole, tell Amber to ask me that in the coaching group, Mr. Garcia. But get the F out so you can show the F out is critical. So you can stop using the excuse of time. Okay, number 4. This is how you know fear is real. You go against your own first mind not to do something. So you get a great opportunity, like coming to that session Saturday. Forget the F out for $26. If you look at my website and you see my coaching prices, you'll see that any session with me for $26 is a blessing. But you say, well, I don't really need that session, or I don't really think I'm ready, or this or that, and you go against your own instinct. And a lot of times, even the Holy Spirit speaking to you, you go against that to make a decision. That's how you know fear is taking over. If it's ever happened to you, somebody say me. You know in your heart of hearts what you should be doing, but you refuse to move beyond that place. The Holy Spirit is telling you, girl, you better you're shutting down your instinct. That's why I love that book by T.D. Jakes, because we have the ability in us to connect to a higher power and make the right decisions. But what we do instead is we refuse to tell ourselves the truth. We allow ourselves to be lied to by ourselves. Does that make sense, Dr. J. Betty? Does that make sense? So it's called instinct. It's called instinct. And, okay, great. I sure will. Thank you, darling, for sharing on Twitter. And so when you start going against your own better judgment, then you have to say, wow, I've really let fear take me over. I've really let fear take me over. And here's number 5. Number 5 is deep. When you get stuck and you refuse to choose, when you get stuck and you refuse to choose, do you stay at your job? Do you leave your job? But you can't make a decision. Do you come to the class? Thank you, LaPrecia, for sharing on Twitter. Do you come to the class? Do you not come to class? But you can't make a decision. When you refuse to choose your future over your current situation, you know fear has you. How many of you, if you had a magic wand and could change, thank you, Dr. Battle, if you could change your current situation right now, you would do it, say me. Right now, if you had a magic wand and you could change anything you wanted to about your current situation, you would not hesitate to change at least one thing about your current situation. Say me. But we get the opportunity every day to change our current situation, and we refuse to take advantage of the opportunity. Let me tell you something. Saturday, I'm gonna free some people. Saturday, I'm gonna free some people from fear. Saturday, I'm gonna free some people from the bondages of time. Saturday, I'm going to show people how to think differently about time. Einstein has this, there's a book called, is it called Walking with Einstein? I think it is. And it's a time management book too, about choosing what is important. What is important in your life, and making that definitive decision that I'm going to do something today and every day to change my current situation. That's right. Dylan said change is the only constant in life, coming with or without permission. That's absolutely right. Change is going to be there. So how do you move? How do you go with the flow when it comes to change? How do you manage all of the many things you have on your plate day in and day out? You have to be a master of your time. You can make time or you can make excuses. You can't make both. You cannot make both. You can make time or you can make excuses. You can make money or you can make excuses. You can make a better life or you can make excuses. But you cannot make both. You cannot make both. You can keep making excuses while you're not on Periscope every day. You say you don't have time, and I run 2 six-figure businesses, and you don't have time. But I'm here 3 times a day. Come on now. You can't keep making excuses for not doing. You can't keep making excuses for not having your products and services out in the world. You can't keep making excuses for going to a job you hate. Living with less abundance than God desired for you or had planned for you. You can't keep making excuses. This is due season. Due season. D-O season. And when I say due season, you know that's your call to take some action in your life in this season. They say you reap what you sow, but I say most of you have sown enough. When are you going to get to harvesting all of those things that you've put in the ground? Somebody say due season. Due season. It is the season for you to be working on your gifts and talents. It is the season for you to be working on your abundance. It is the season for you to be building generational wealth. It is the season for you to use your gifts to the best of their ability. It is the season right now. Redliff, what you say your name was? Did you say Monica? I meant to write it down. I try to remember everybody's name. This is the season for building. This is the season for growth. This is the season that for Mickey. I knew it started with an M. This is the season that for everything you do, you're going to be rewarded 10 times 10. But you've got to do. Let me tell you something. Do you know that only 1% of people that are enrolled in Periscope actually scope? Even if you're following everybody and their mom, you're not going to get, it's points and times in the day that I don't get any notifications. That means somebody's not scoping. And if not me, then why not you? Come on now. Come on now. You get those periods of time where nobody's out there scoping and you got millions of people signed up for Periscope. How long are you going to watch and not participate? How long are you going to watch and not do? This is due season. Oh, very good, Dr. Battle. This is due season. And so it is important that in this season, you get out from behind the curtain. You come out from behind the curtain. You come out from behind the fear. You come out from behind the inactivity. You come out from behind whatever's been holding you hostage. You have to. This is your life. Ooh, you gonna scope today, girl? Yay! Yay, girl. Go ahead, girl. And let me tell you something. The first one's hard. The second one's hard. The third one's hard. I come here and I entertain myself. I love you guys. I love teaching you. If I can change one person's life a day by being on Periscope, that's 365 people in a year. And it's not a numbers game, but it's a reflection on, wow, just having an impact when somebody said they couldn't make it. You was able to say, yes, you can. When somebody said, I don't think I can do it, and you were, girl, you're going to be fine. You're going to be okay. You know, when somebody said they couldn't do it, you were able to offer them that encouragement and that motivation. You know, that has to count for something in this world. And to me, that's what it's all about. Girl, you know, let me tell you something. It is, you know, it truly is, repetition is truly the mother of all skill. Jordan, probably his first slam dunk was probably hard. And it continued to be hard and continued to be hard. And one day he was flying through the sky and he didn't even realize he left the ground. And so the more you do anything, your muscle memory starts to take over and you start to master it. That's why I can get up in front of any size crowd and speak. And speak, you know, with limited notes, with no notes. Sometimes I show up and write my notes once I get there, depending on the feeling and the flavor of the crowd. But I've done it thousands of times. You know what I'm saying? So repetition is truly the mother of all skill, but you've got to be willing to do the work. There's a book by Malcolm Gladwell. I think it was in his book called Blink. And in that book, he talked about the 10,000 hour rule. And the 10,000 hour rule is that if you do anything for 10,000 hours, you're going to become a professional, right? If you juggle for 10,000 hours, if you shoot basketball for 10,000 hours, and meaning the more time you devote to a particular gift or skill, the better that skill becomes. Now, I do believe there are gifts that are ordained to us, but it is our responsibility to grow and polish those gifts and cause those gifts to prosper. I do believe that God gave me the gift of gab. I do believe that. But in my years, I've not hid that gift. You know, in the parable of the talents, he talks about what happens when you hide your gift. It goes away. And so over the years, I have utilized my gift, whether it be in corporate America, as a trainer, as a sales coach for 1,000 people. I used my gift repeatedly. And so my gift became that much brighter, that much better, that much more world worthy, because it was already worthy of God. And that's what you have to remember. Somebody say amen. That whatever gifts you have, they're already worthy of God. But you got to use your gifts on a daily basis. And the more you use those gifts, I can write a training module in an hour. Pretty much training you on anything I know well. Why? Because I've done it. You know, when I worked at Chase and we were in the midst of those mergers and I was on this gap analysis team and that gap analysis team, anytime we found out something new as a result of those mergers, we had to write trainings on it. So I would write a training for 10,000 people in an hour. You know, you got to get it out right away. And so, you know, you have to always remember how diamonds are formed. How are diamonds formed? By heat and pressure. And so I like to believe that each and every one of us are formed that same way. That heat, that stress, that day-to-day stress, and the pressure of life is what makes us diamonds. You understand what I'm saying? You know, as long as you continue to rise above the heat and the pressure, is the more you're going to shine. You got to think about how pearls are formed. Pearls are formed because a grain of sand irritates the oyster. And so the oyster starts to coat that grain of sand so that it will no longer be an irritant. There are some irritants in your life that are going to lead to your success because something irritated you, because something got on your nerves. We talked about yesterday, sometimes your obstacles are going to lead to your opportunities. Sometimes your obstacles are going to be your opportunity. Oh, thank you so much, Epic Wish. I appreciate that. It came with some territory, you know, and so never compare yourself to someone else and say, well, when I get on Periscope, hey, Miss LT, good morning. Thanks for sharing on Twitter. when I get on Periscope, I want to speak like her. I want to do this like him. Get out there and be yourself. Yes, because, in the process of your authenticity, in the process of you learning, in the process of your growth, some things are going to shift in the atmosphere, and your abundance is going to be freed up for you. So if you've never been to one of my trainings, I encourage you to invest $26 to learn some life management, not just time management, because see, the better you manage your time is the better you can manage your life. Time is the great equalizer. There is no one on earth that has more time than the other. So we have to always be polishing our time management skills so that we can truly live life to the next level and stop using "I don't have time" as an excuse. Stop using fear and allowing fear to trip us up from doing what we were supposed to be doing here on earth. How many of you know you have a call on your life? Just say me. How many of you know that there is something you should be doing right now to serve someone or to save someone? Just say me. You know good and well, you know in your heart of hearts that job is not the place for you. You know good and well the business that you're using right now that it's not for you. You may have joined this place or that place for whatever reason, but it's not you. If you're not living up to what, and then just saying, I know this is not the life that God had for me. If it's not, and time is getting in your way, because time is truly man, you can't expand it, you can't contract it. It truly is what it is. Time is the truth. Time is the truth. And time will be that one thing that keeps you from accomplishing all of those things. And so, if you want to stop masquerading time as the excuse for you not accomplishing what God put you on earth here to do, make sure you join us Saturday. Y'all put the link up again for me. It's bit.ly. Get the F out 2016. It's about getting out the fear, the forgetfulness, the fatigue, the foolery, the fakery, the foolishness, all of the things that are keeping you from showing the F up in your finances, taking off your M's. What's that? Yes, yes, you have to. We can't keep pretending everything is okay. It's okay to get help. I have a brand manager, and I'm on Periscope because of her. She pushed me and pushed me and pushed me. She told me to get on Periscope 6 months ago. I didn't listen. I would have truly had been a rock star if I'd have got on there. And so you're missing opportunities. Make sure you join the group Scope Stars on Facebook. It is all about just helping you move to the next level in your life and business. Register today. Don't let that spirit of indecision get in your way. Don't let that spirit of fear get in your way. So what if you come on Saturday and something gets shook loose? So what? Isn't that great? Isn't that a great thing? What if you show up on Saturday and something changes? Wouldn't that be awesome? Because that's my expectation, is that you're going to show up and something in your spirit is going to be shifted. Something in your thinking is going to be shifted. Something in your vision is going to be shifted. Wouldn't that be great? It's a virtual session. It's going to be over the phone. bit.ly. Get the F out 2016, Saturday morning at 10 a.m. It's only $26. For my current clients, it's $16. So I put a bonus in there for you guys. It's going to be about an hour and a half session. And then we're going to have Q&A at the end. Does that help anybody? And that's all it's about. It's going to be available on my website. I could have sat in a room and recorded it by myself and then put it up on the website for sale. And a lot of people do that, but I don't believe in that. I want to have what's on the 4th. The 4th is charge your worth. So on the 4th, I'm having a session. If you're struggling with, thank you, Angel and Brent. If you're struggling with really monetizing your gifts, and you're giving away a lot of stuff for free, you're not taking advantage of your gifts, I'm having a session, Charge Your Worth. The link is bit.ly, Charge Your Worth 2016. You can save your seat for $9. Miss LT, you know you silly. I cannot wait to meet you guys. Save the date, May 16th to May 21st. I think we're going to be in Lake Charles, Louisiana. It's going to be a life, love, and legacy retreat. That I came up with the name. God spoke to me. And, you know, to me, I'm more than a business coach. I am a certified executive performance coach, as well as a certified master life coach. And more often than not, I don't just talk business. There are a lot of people who will just talk business, but there's so much more to your business success. There's a faith factor. Somebody say faith. You got to include the Most High. There's a life factor, because when it's not right in your life, you can't get it right in your business. And so I'm a certified sales coach, master sales coach, professional sales coach. I have certified time management expert. And so, you know, I use all of that to bring you the best for building your business, because it takes all of that. You can't build your business if you don't have time. You can't build your business if you don't have faith. You can't build your business if your life is not right. So save the date, May 16th to May 21st. Oh, hey, Tommy. It's called Life, Love, and Legacy. Life, Love, and Legacy. And we're going to meet live in Lake Charles to just a meet and greet. I'm going to be having a bigger event at the end of the year where I want to bring together 1,000 women to collaborate and make connections and live life at the next level. If you don't have a support team or somebody that supports you, you need to really, really take a good look around and say, who can I add to my team? What's keeping me from my ultimate success? And again, we need to stop making excuses and stop using fear to get in our way. So today, if you're watching the replay, and how you know that fear is getting in your way is you're caught up in what ifs, and you're always thinking that the what ifs is something negative. You're afraid of the unknown or something new. You're afraid of rejection. You go against your own instincts, and you refuse to choose. So hopefully I will see you guys. I'm doing an opportunities call tonight at, let me get the time right. I think it's at 7:30 p.m. for my women's organization, Wealthy Sisters Network. So if you're interested in new opportunities, oh yeah, I do. I do have Scope Stars in my inventory. I'll post the link for the replay today, and they're adding the live product to my site. But if you've not joined Scope Stars on Facebook, and if you're not actively scoping, go ahead and join us, please. What is that, Fatima? Go ahead and join us on Facebook in the Scope Stars group. I have a challenge out there for February 4th. I'm going to be challenging everybody to just take Scope over. So between now and February 4th, we're going to grow the group. We're going to do a Periscope. What issue is taboo? We're going to do a Periscope takeover on February 4th. And I really want you to know the benefits of being on Scope. And, you know, if you're not scoping, what's keeping you from scoping? And if it's fear of rejection, like we talked about, just know you got some people to get your back. And so I love you all. Thank you. Don't forget to register today for Saturday's session. We're going to be working hard to get the F out. If you're in the Austin or San Antonio area, I'm going to be in Killeen Friday. Don't miss it live. Okay, great. Absolutely. So I love you guys, and I'm gonna try to come back around noon today to continue this talk. But I want you between now and noon to do something today that's gonna change your life. All right, and if you're new to the scope, come back and see me. I love you all. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Don't forget to get the F out. Night.